Hello, guys, and welcome to our Star Citizen podcast. I'm Logic, and this is Obsessite.
Hello.
And we'll be sort of just hashing out the latest stuff in Star Citizen and getting really excited about 3.0.
Yeah, we'll try not to be that excited, but
I'm
it's
excited.
close now. It's close.
I'm excited. All I have to do is just wait for the Evocati guys to get it, and then it's only a matter of days then, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see whether they can contain themselves from recording stuff
I'm sure
and sticking it
will.
on YouTube.
They did last time at 2.6, and 2.6 wasn't that big a deal, you know? Like 3.0 is like massive.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I mean, it's almost like a completely new release of the whole thing because the code base is completely new to what we've been touching so far. So yeah, it's exciting.
It is. Just temper the excitement.
And knowing my luck, I'll probably be in France when it's released, which is usually the way it goes.
You going in August or something?
And end of July.
Yeah, I think you probably will be in. I think you
End of July, early August. Yeah. I'll be getting all the Facebook messages. I'll be going, yeah, that looks really good. Ah, fuck! Why didn't I bring my laptop? But then there'll be no way I could update it.
It might get delayed to Gamescom. You know, I'm still my bet beginning back a few episodes ago was Gamescom was the release date. I said that like 3-4 months ago, and I still stand by that. I think Gamescom will be the release date.
Yeah, I mean, for the community's sake, I hope not. Because
it's only an extra month on top of the current date.
It'd be obvious that they were always never going to get it right anyway, which would be annoying because there'll be lots of people bitching about it. But I don't give a shit. I mean, if it waits till Gamescom, then happy days.
Say it comes out when they say it will, like 27th of July. Say it comes out on that date, like they say. What the fuck are they going to do at Gamescom? Like,
they can present it to the wider gaming press.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of backers, but presenting it to the wider media would actually be something that they wouldn't be able to do, even through things like like this webcast. Not everybody's going to be watching this.
Actually, very few people will be watching this.
Shut up. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. If they do bring it out early, then Gamescom's going to be a massive anticlimax for people who are actually going there. But we'll see.
I mean, maybe they'll do a 3.1 preview or something like that. I don't know,
or maybe they'll do Squadron at Gamescom if they release it.
That's not going to happen. You know that, right?
I'm still hoping.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
So not happening.
I'm looking forward to Squadron mainly because I watched the museum last week of Wing Commander 3.
Yeah.
Brought back a load of memories of me playing that game. So that it's going to be good for the single player, but it's all about Star Citizen and the PU ultimately.
Yeah, ultimately.
For me.
I mean, Squadron, I'm really looking forward to Squadron 42, but Squadron 42 is a single player game and has a finite length of time you'll be playing it. Even if you play it 2 or 3 times, whereas the PU could last forever as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, there's no way Squadron 42 is going to be out this year. They haven't even finished the AI yet.
In this week's ATV, jumping forward a little bit, they were showing characters that they'd finished, like the BDU and stuff like that, which obviously, if they're not finished yet, then Squadron's not ready to go yet. So you probably are right. We won't see anything now until
my guess would be summer of 2018 is when I reckon Squadron will come.
Right. So Gamescom or
like that.
or CitizenCon next year.
Well, no, CitizenCon's October, so I would say summertime. I would say summertime, just because I think they'll have a lot of the AI done by then. So let's get on with the whole ATV watching. What do we got? Where's the time thing? Oh yes. Oh, Sandy and Chris.
It's a very interesting scarf she's got on there.
It is. Quite the colourful dress as well.
And Chris has got his uniform on.
Yeah, black.
I know. I like his choice of stuff. If I'd wear black all the time. The only reason I'm wearing this incredibly flowery shirt today is because it's too damn hot here for anything like a t-shirt.
Oh, what do you mean too damn hot for a t-shirt? That's the definition of cool.
All my t-shirts are thicker than this. This is like a cotton jobby.
Well, I guess you guys are not used to weather.
No, it could also be that I'm a little bit chunky.
Okay, so let's move past this. Where is it? No, come on. There we go. So this was just going over. I guess we can.
Currently in the process of implementing this.
Just leave him. Leave him. Yeah, Bryn.
Yeah, well, he basically just goes over a bunch of the stuff that's happened. Where is it? Foundry 42 this week?
That was last week.
No, what was this one then? Was this LA?
This is Foundry 42, which is from the ATV, not last week, the week before, because obviously we're always a week behind when we present this. So where are we talking about here? He's talking about air traffic controller, new system working on me. That bit there with the bloke running down to the ship things was when he was talking about the ATC.
And this is here they're talking about where the spawn points are, the fact that they've sort of proceduralized how where you spawn in the universe, so you could, as long as there's a bed there, you'll just kind of spawn into that bed, as it were. So that'd be interesting. You can just spawn in many different locations in the PU, which should be very interesting, actually. Just like you just wonder where you pop up, and you pop up in this random like toilet.
in some sort of broom closet.
Yeah.
Oh shit, where am I?
Fucking hell,
it's a mop, bollocks. But yeah, I mean, I expect what'll probably happen is for this sort of thing, when you don't log out in your ship, you'll log in in a random common area, so you're not going to like randomly log in the back of somebody's Aurora or something like that, because that would be funny. Where am I?
That would be amusing as hell, actually.
I've been kidnapped.
No, this is the AI. The AI motion. They've sort of smoothed it out, but even with the smoothing, it doesn't look that realistic. I mean, that looks terrible. But even that,
it's a little bit more realistic now. Everything's smoother. It's not quite as going to the left out, right?
Yeah, but people don't run like that. People don't run like that. I'm sorry, but even though it's a lot better than it was, people don't run like that. People don't.
Yeah, no, they don't lean into corners like that when they're running around.
Corners. They also don't like sort of go through the center of a corner. Like usually anyway, when you're running, you kind of cut the corner a little bit. You don't like go through the center of the corner. At least I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, and now pretty graphics.
Pretty. Yeah. This was the VFX team, I think, for better particle effects. Oh no, that was the graphics team. The improvements on ground reflections.
That's right.
That was the new ballistic
sunrise.
That was the new ballistic pistol they were talking about, and then going about the melee. Yeah,
I don't know if I like the idea of sort of sneak kills, because that's just gonna like be so ganky. It's
a little bit too Call of Duty, isn't it? Really?
It is. Yeah, it's like moving sort of like really just one button and the person's dead. I mean,
I'd hope that maybe they're just gonna be in for Star Marine, and you can't use it in the PU.
I think you can use it in the PU, but maybe you won't be able to use it on other players, because that would be a little weird and overpowered. I think you just be like hanging out, and all of a sudden someone sneaks up and stabs you, and then you're back. The death of a spaceman occurs. It's like
Yeah. I'm guessing it can only happen outside the armistice zones, and even then, if somebody stows away on your ship and you're just wandering around checking your cargo canisters, and somebody jumps out and stabs you, nicks everything, it's a little bit too easy, isn't it?
It is. It's just. It seems. Unless they have a system that severely punishes the person that does it, like if you stealth kill a PC, like you're basically like considered an outlaw and you can't enter any UE space like ever, pretty much, or something. There has to be a punishment to doing that. As long as there's a punishment, I think it'll be okay. Contrails.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing that. Looks like something out of Babylon 5, doesn't it?
A little bit. It's
just going back a bit, but the graphics are obviously way better than Babylon 5. But
right.
I love the effects on that shotgun.
It is nice, yeah. It's very pretty. I definitely think they're going to have a hard time balancing that sort of melee thing. It'd be very interesting to see what they do with that. I'm really kind of curious how they're going to handle sort of death. like on like because it seems to me like it's going to be really easy to die, and from what I like super simple to die, and I hope I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will find out. I mean, what they're planning on doing. Obviously, we've all read The Death of a Spaceman and the mechanic where you obviously can die die X number of times, and then eventually you die for good, and your next of kin pick up, everything minus a bit of reputation or whatever. So, there's got to be a significant penalty for a player who illegally kills you, if you like, considering that you do lose something if it's your last life as well.
Yeah, otherwise it's just people just be going around ganking people. I mean,
there's going to be that anyway because
but like severe, like there's in Black Desert. I play Black Desert online occasionally.
That looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
It does. The Nebula, it looks amazing, and the contrails are pretty cool. But but in Black Desert, ganking occurs, but it's so rare. But just because the punishment for ganking is so severe that it does occur. I've had it happen to me once or twice, but I played hundreds of hours of that game, and it's only happened once or twice, and that's very, very, very limited. So I think as long as the punishment's severe enough, I think it'll discourage the sort of annoying behavior to at least some degree.
Yeah, hopefully. That was quite interesting. I just spotted that right at the beginning of that, you saw a retaliator on the pads, give you some idea of scale.
Back a little bit. Oh, yeah, we'll start here. I love those those sparks coming off that. I didn't notice that before. And this is the nebula or asteroid?
Yeah, they mentioned it was for specific single player thing that I can't remember what they called it now.
So where's? Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, see, so it's obviously pretty big.
Yeah, the truck's up huge. That's a retaliator. It's hard to tell, but yeah. But those solar panels look cool. And the truck stop's coming along nicely.
Yeah, it does look impressive. I mean, if everything is pins together properly and the lighting is perfect, I mean, this is going to look the best space sim, ever. Obviously, that's the tagline for it. But I mean, just look at the detail on that. It's ridiculous.
It's coming close to the best space sim ever in 2.6, as far as I'm concerned. There isn't a space sim that I can think of, a real one, that I go, wow, that's better than what 2.6 has, and 2.3 and 3.0 is going to even 100 times better, I think. So,
yeah, it looks pretty cool. That's they're talking about the illegal drug lab and the emergency shelter. Those two buildings there. And different colors of the outposts and
wear and tear.
Looks pretty cool.
No, I think they did a good job.
Procedural as well, so that's impressive. This is where they're talking about labeling up in the interiors of outposts so that they belong to a specific organization. Can't remember what they said this one was. Oh, there we go. Rayar. That was in the subscribers. It was in Jump Point this week. Some background onto that particular manufacturer. This is the drone room.
Drone room? Okay.
Yeah, in the Reclaimer, I think. Is it the Reclaimer?
Reclaimer has drones?
Maybe it's not the Reclaimer.
No, it is. You're definitely right. It's the Reclaimer, but I didn't... Like drones for mining or something? Or reclaiming? Is that what it is for?
Pass.
Okay.
That's pretty close to being done when you look at what they're actually doing there with the damage states.
No, I think the Reclaimer's coming in 3.0.
Nice.
There was a mention of also the Nox might be coming in 3.0.
Yeah, they're hoping to. I mean, this derelict caterpillar looks awesome, doesn't it?
It does.
So much better than the last time we saw the Constellation down. That looks like it has been there for years.
There's Constellation.
But this looks really well done as well.
Yeah.
Like all the particle effects of the snow and stuff blowing off the corners.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the graphics are amazing. Dear. Come on, 3.0. Hurry up. For crying out loud. Yeah, those look pretty. I wonder what planet that is.
I still have a question about the Constellation turrets. I hope they allow you to retract them when you don't need to use them. Yeah. Spoils the line of the ship.
Is that the new Gladius? No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, lots of people whinging about it.
Yeah. I don't actually think
I kind of like it.
but the glare from the gun is ridiculous. If you watch the video, like you can barely see when the gun's going off, like in front of you. It's like the minigun glare is ridiculous. But other than that, I don't mind the MFDs. I think they look kind of cool.
Yeah, I just love the detail there on it highlights all the buttons you can press and things.
The ejection button is right beneath the seat, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah,
As you would expect, but still, it's kind of cool.
Imagine this in VR. It's going to be
know.
something else.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that. He's shifting his body. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Hyperextension.
Use that joystick, son.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Having to track things and that thing's going off. It's like...
Yeah, but I guess you're going to be looking at the middle of your screen to track the target, so you probably wouldn't notice it. But I see what you mean. In this video, it is quite, obvious that it's going to blind you.
It down a bit. Or move the gun back further into the ship and so you don't see the flare so much.
I'm not sure whether this is a whole
It is
D
a whole
or
breach. This is a hull C, right? And watch at the very back here in a second. See, someone's breaching the hull back there. Watch.
Okay.
So someone's cutting through, and these guys are all waiting for them to enter.
Huh, I did not notice that the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stupid captain's chair in the middle
This
of
is
the
hull
ship.
C.
But that's a MISC thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's huge, isn't it? How
The
big's the whole D going to be?
Right. I know the hull D is going to be, and E is going to be insane. I think the A and E are the next ones coming.
I mean, obviously, this is obviously another Foundry 42 job. They just can't not make things bigger, can they?
I know. This is as big as Starfare, I think it looks like.
Yeah.
So
It looks a bit longer.
It does, but I don't think.
But it's hard to tell.
Yeah, they're going to do a procedure. They're going to do procedural asteroids in the Arena Commander as well.
Yeah, this is what they're talking about there.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
It should be interesting, a bit more like variety.
Yeah, and they've done some rework on the couple of the FPS maps.
Yeah, so they can change enter from different locations and stuff. To be honest, I don't play Star Marine. It's right now as it stands, I don't enjoy the game. I think it's silly a little bit, but maybe when they get sprint in, and it becomes more tactical, I'll be much more interested. Right now, it's just Call of Duty run and gun as far as I can tell. So.
Yeah, but then I guess Star Marine is always supposed to be like a virtual kind of arcadey shooting experience. I would hope that a combat in the PU is slightly more realistic, rather and Star
Marine. They
is
want to be
more
the same, so I think.
No, maybe. Well, we'll see.
Character customization.
Hey, look, efficient hairstyle like me.
Apparently, they're gonna just do standard heads for the first iteration, and then they're gonna add sort of adjustments to the polygons and all that other stuff. Sorry about that. Sort of as a later thing, so the version 2, as it were.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's in there. We can see the basis of it, and they'll iterate on it.
Yeah, it'd be good to. It's good to finally get a character customization, so I don't look like a. Some bald dude.
Yeah, this was really cool. This obviously we can't show it because it's all about the audio and how they've done a load of work on the procedural audio system for planets.
Yeah,
and also some audio for some of the kiosks as well, which is pretty cool. And this is like new gun sounds.
Yeah, let me skip over this. Okay, he's back. So yeah, that was the end of it. It looked like.
Yep.
This
is really cool retro.
I know. I'm gonna play this actually, just for the sake of.
Diegetic user interfaces that will feature in 3.0, including the kiosks. The audio direction of these vary to suit their technique, and this presents some great opportunities to reinforce their look and feel.
Success! You have successfully sold your stuff.
I love
Preparation has begun in
it's brilliant.
Foley session at Pinewood
Whoever designed that's a genius. Because they would have like automatically wanted to make it proper like high sci-fi, but he went, no, bugger it, I'm going to make it 8-bit.
Well, he said
progress has also been made.
They did say that
foundational audio tech such as
certain areas would have high sci-fi style, and then other areas will have super retro style. So you'll get both. You know, you won't, Grimhex maybe have super retro, and you know, Alsa will have super high sci-fi or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think you'll get all kinds.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Dumpers Depot will have the retro wherever they are, considering it's all second-hand stuff.
Maybe. And yeah, I think you'll definitely have a variety of styles. So everyone was complaining, I think, on Reddit that, like, why they have this stupid retro thing? I'm like, because it's kind of fun.
Because it's cool.
Yeah. So, and then I think we're onto the item 2.0 sort of talk, right?
Yeah.
With Mark. Yeah. He actually really, you can tell he really enjoys his job.
Yeah, and he explained it all really well. That's the good thing about it. I think all the most recent ATVs have all been very good with the people they've chosen to present the information instead of going, right, okay, I'm going to use Eric Kyron Davis because he's obviously mega polished and can read off a teleprompter all really well, whereas these guys are getting the enthusiasm over because they're like, yeah, this is what I do and I love it and this is how it's improved things, you know?
Right. Yeah, but he goes into more technical detail as well, which, you know, which is really good. And how big item 2.0 is and how big a change it is
it's like serialized variables, which is we're coming to in the next ATV. It's just as important as that.
Right. Now those serialized variables, I think item 2.0 is more important than serialized variables, but yeah, that's just me.
Okay.
So we'll
see, we'd put a live poll on if we had more people watching to say which one do you think is more important, but there'd be literally three.
Being able to play the game, I mean, you know, item 2.0 has such a far-reaching impact on everything else.
Yeah, they both mesh into each other.
Yeah,
that's the important thing. Between them they make the overarching key features of what we're seeing in 3.0.
Yeah. I mean, without...
I almost bought one of those track jumpers. I'm glad I didn't. It probably wouldn't look good on a chunkier dude.
No, I don't know. I don't like that hat that they sold the squadron hat. I just don't like it. I don't like the.
You don't like this hat?
No, I don't like the square top ones. I like the round baseball caps.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got a pretty round head anyway, so this is quite good. It gives my head a bit of shape. Otherwise, it looks like I should be sticking my head in a Shino Bolo, you know? Yeah. So, Homer Simpson style.
What was I saying? I've completely forgotten my train of thought.
Yeah, now. I derailed you again. I do
that's what I was going to talk about. That's right. I was going to talk about the Nox, actually, because, you know, it's coming out next week? Yeah, next week.
I think you can buy it tomorrow, can't you? Or is it the 21st?
I think it's the 21st. It's a Wednesday or Thursday, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's probably Thursday.
So, is it Monday today, right? I lose track of days.
No, it is Monday today. You're right. I'm losing track as well.
So it's going to be $40. It's going to have LTI. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to buy like 3 of them, and then
abuse the CCU system. Yes. No, it's fine. I've got I think I've got a couple of Archimedes that I bought, even though I've got one with the Phoenix. I bought them when they were LTI, and I have used them for that because, you know, we're all obsessed about LTI because even though it's only a small thing, but you know, you don't have to worry about your standard hull insurance.
To be honest, it's like fire and forget as far as I'm concerned. You know,
yeah, when you're learning the game, you take your ship, you fly it. If it gets blown up, oh, well, okay, I'll get another one. It's only when you actually have upgraded modules, which is going to be a massive part of 3.0, by the way, which we're going to talk about later. That's just my opinion anyway. When you'll have to have uplifted insurance to pay for the upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, that will be definitely part of it, but if I forget to do my insurance, I don't want to like fly out my Cutlass and forget and then lose my ship, because that could happen technically.
Yeah, you'd hope you'd have massive warnings when you're choosing your ship at the ATC. Right. Warning,
hopefully.
You don't have insurance and the Space Fuzz will arrest you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be buying a bunch of Noxes, and then I'll use them to upgrade to like other ships that I want. I kind of want the Reclaimer maybe, or like a Prospector. I want something.
It's one hell of an upgrade from a Nox. Yeah, I mean, I've got. I bought one of the Misk razors in the Father's Day sale because I had some.
How much was the razor? It was more expensive though, right? Than
It
Nox.
was $162,
Oh god, yeah.
which is way overpriced, I think. But anyway, I got it anyway because I wanted to see what it was like. I'm probably just going to melt it and use the credit for something else later. But I wanted to have one so I could see what it was like. But yeah, I thought that's hell pricey because I mean the M50 was what was that, around about $100 or something for the M50?
If that, yeah.
That's a lot. It's a lot of extra money. I mean, obviously in the EU we have to pay the stupid 20% tax, which I still don't bloody agree with, because we're supporting the business. We're not buying anything, So if it's pledges, then why is there tax on it? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox before I get started because that really pissed me off.
Well, you got Brexit coming soon, so
Yes, we're almost in a bad state as you lot with bloody Trump.
I know. Ah, dear.
But anyway, let's not talk about politics.
No. What was I saying? What were we? Oh yeah, the Nox and all the buying.
It does look pretty cool, although we haven't really seen a proper picture of it yet. We've just seen a extreme close up of its nose.
Yeah. It does look interesting. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care. I got a Dragonfly.
Yeah.
So,
which one you got, the black or the yellow one?
No, I got the black. I don't have the yellow jacket.
Yeah, I got a yellow jacket.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, about the color.
Yeah. No, I picked it up it was a few weeks ago. I traded one of my ships with one of my buddies.
You trade a lot of ships, I swear. You're constantly swapping your stuff.
Yeah, it's going to bite me in the ass one of these days because I'm going to realize I can't go back to what I had because I'll be like, yeah, you have that, I'll have that, fine, it's equal price, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, but I do like one thing I'm not going to be trading for until it's flight ready anyway is the Terrapin because I like what they're doing with that. That's a good looking.
It looks interesting. It does look good. I agree. It's not going to be in 3.0, but and the Reclaimer may make it 3.0. They haven't really. They said it might, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be 3.1, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean the big ships for me are probably the Aquila, which is coming in 3.0, the Phoenix, which is 3.0, and the Carrack. Those are the ones I really want to see.
Carrack and banning Merchantman not till next year, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty top heavy really. I've got a lot of bigger ships and not so much of the smaller ones.
Well,
although I do have a Cutlass, so I'd be interested to see what that one's like.
I'm waiting for the Sabre because I don't have a Sabre right now. Not a bought one anyway because I want to trade my Buccaneer for a Sabre again. And so
that'd be a pretty good trade. That
I don't like the Buccaneer at all. The sounds, the ship sounds on the Buccaneer are amazing, and they sound amazing. But I don't like the positions of the weapons. I think the Sabre is a better sort of weapons position, so it gives you a bit of easier to hit things. So
yeah, and it's got the added benefit of being F-22 Raptor-esque, so it's got a lower signature.
Yeah, well, once that stuff comes in, yeah, eventually. Okay, so I guess we'll skip on to because item 2.0 kind of went over that last time.
Yeah, I mean it's for those who haven't seen that ATV yet, it's really worth watching because there's a lot of really good information in that one and the previous week where they with the first part of item 2.0, just because they do explain in a lot of detail just what changed when they actually moved up to 2.0. Robert's squared. Sorry, cubed. Squared.
No, there'll be three of them.
It's the beer. I do apologize.
Oh, boom! Immersion fidelity.
Brilliant. Yeah, massively cheesy.
Yeah, they do like some super cheesy stuff in those ATVs though. They do a lot.
That's what I love about it. I mean, these two are obviously got a really good rapport between the two of them anyway. And they're both doing a good job. Hopefully, we'll find out soon.
I think they are. I think they work well together, as far as I can tell, and hopefully we'll see Squadron next year because we're never going to see it this year. So I think I think within a year from this date, I think we'll start to see massive changes to Star Citizen, and people can start bitching that it's vaporware. As far as I'm concerned, then.
It's clearly not. Here we go, Mr. Polished Delivery.
Yes, I like the way he tilts his head when he speaks.
It's almost like he's taking cues from Data from Star Trek.
Ah, dear. Okay, so what is he jabbering on about? Oh,
He's been on holiday and now he's back at home and he's happy about it. That's what he was saying here at this point. This next bit is the famous picture of the writer looking at Google, going, "I don't know what."
He's looking at Google.
Inspiration. Obviously not, right? But that's what it looked like. This is where all the clever stuff happens there in that room. All the writers.
Yes, hopefully. Did you watch Lawmaker's Guide recently?
I've watched them all.
I watched the one.
Yes.
What's the girl's name? I forget.
Oh,
she did the one she did last time.
She's the archivist, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the archivist. Yeah, she did a pretty good one last one. I watched that. I don't watch Lawmaker's Guide very often, but I did watch that one, and it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the way she delivers the information, it's literally off the cuff, and she's obviously really passionate about the project and the lore behind it, which is just as well since she's the archivist.
I want to watch that again. The Sparklies.
Sparklies?
Yeah, Pretties.
Yes, it does look good. And then he's talking about they're going to be sticking some extra props and signage and stuff up to make it look even more lived in.
Yeah. Although Levski is apparently making it into 3.0, so apparently.
Awesome. Now, this bit I wasn't too happy about when I saw this, to be honest, because when you see the way they put the crates in a minute, they're all exactly the same, and they're all there's no curves on them. They're all exactly.
Actually, I think that's kind of the way they have to do it.
It's probably version 1, right? But I hope you get a bit of variation of it.
It could just all be metal. It could all be just like aluminium or something.
That could all be gold bullion.
Right, exactly.
Or whatever. So it could be a pretty shitty criticism by me.
That is the Cutlass, right?
I don't know. That's a shitload of cargo if that's the Cutlass.
No, that's the Cutlass. That's definitely the Cutlass.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Cutlass because it's got the side door and it got the back.
Yeah. Probably right there. Okay, cool. Looks like he's had a bit of an upgrade on how much cargo it can carry as well.
Well, I don't know if it can.
Or how much bullion it can steal. It being a Cutlass and all that.
Ooh, look at the gas giant in the back. Ooh.
Oh, so pretty. I don't know if I've actually been to that part of the Yellow Asteroid Field.
Well, it'll be new in 2.0. The Yellow Asteroid Field completely different.
Oh, well, in which case, no, I haven't.
In 3.0?
I do. The couple of times I've accidentally found myself at Grim Hex, I've always been impressed with the design of it.
It's a pretty place, but it's really a pain in the ass to get to.
Yeah, by accidentally, I mean accidentally shooting somebody.
Yeah, other than that, if you like flying there is kind of a pain, but...
Yeah, it's a ball ache to find. So literally, I accidentally rammed somebody and got a bad rep for it. Blew up and then respawned there. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It was quite late. It was quite early my time, so almost everybody had gone to bed, so there was nobody there defending it. So I just sat there and went, "Yeah, I'm clean again. Happy days." So I'm such a goody.
I actually haven't been there to Grim Hex, like spawned there, but I've like flew in, sort of wandered around a bit and stuff. I've gone in the back entrance to the one that's from the back and up. Have you done that one? That was pretty cool.
No, I haven't. No, I've only either died at spawn there or literally just landed on the standard platform. But all of my pilot civvies were bought in Grim Hex because they just got better fashion sense there.
They do. I agree. That's why I went there.
Everything in Port Olisar looks like it belongs in a space golf club.
It does. It's the golf style.
Yeah. Would you like some really nice looking trousers, and
pleated
shoes?
Pants, and
yeah, and a lovely faux leather jacket.
Yeah. No, but these damage states, they're talking about this.
Oh yeah, that's this is the
quick damage state switch. like quick like
alert.
lighting.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'm so looking forward to flying my,
Aquila.
It's just the fact that it's got a car in it, so I can land and drive about. It's just great. It's like having an SRV in Elite Dangerous. I can just land and just drive about.
Man, the gas giant looks amazing back there, next to the planet.
Yeah, it does. Wonder whether you'll be able to, when they'll, obviously, get planetary landings in first,
3.2 for the gas giant.
so you can basically harvest, so starfarers can harvest gas.
Yeah, they haven't quite got the whole volumetric fog system for the gas giant down yet.
I like the new.
I don't think it
travel.
looks that much different.
I just like it doesn't have that cheesy "I'm charging my laser" bit before it actually goes into quantum drive.
Doesn't it?
No,
I'm gonna check that out.
it doesn't have the silly little.
Ooh, look at that, landing next to a moon.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so
A major bottleneck and hopefully
I'm gonna
allowing
listen to the
a
audio
larger
too
number of
for that quantum
simultaneous
jump.
players on a server.
okay.
We've talked about also making progress on this for a little bit now, and we've now
Sorry.
Okay, never mind. He's just chatting for a second. Now, go.
Okay.
code from the previous quantum.
Oh, yeah,
dot
it doesn't have
system
the
that control
spooling
things
thing.
like VFX and sound effects playback,
Interesting.
as well as object obstruction detection.
So there might be an
and
audio
alignment.
cue that goes.
Yeah, maybe charging, or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, this
Sorry,
is pretty cool.
I keep looking down at my dog because she's not normally in here, but she's too hot to be anywhere else. Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That,
coming up on the planet looks amazing.
wonder which one that is. Wonder if you can
I think
land on
that's,
it.
Selin, I think. No, Selin's the blue one. I forget. Yeah. Selin was that one before with the gas giant, I think, with the blue sort of stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where are we at? We're at 652.
The new Aurora redo, which
yes.
is looking awesome, to be honest.
Yeah,
For a level ship, it really does look nice.
yeah, it's got like cargo in, it's got a bed in it.
Try not to cringe, stupid Star Kittens. Ugh,
Yeah.
really.
Ooh, Terrapin.
And here we go. This is the end of the grey box for the Terrapin, which is looking pretty cool.
Yeah, it is looking nice. I like the way the panels move as well. Pretty neat.
I just love the fact that it actually does look like a turtle.
But it looks like a cool turtle.
Yeah.
That can like change its shape and stuff. Like
Yeah,
flaps.
so this is where it seals itself up so that it can store its heat. And this looks like it's got pretty meaty engines to lift
that
off
thing on
the
that is
VTOL.
amazing design on the back, man. How complicated is
look-
that?
Looks like a feast, doesn't it?
It looks so fucking complicated in the back.
See, on this bit, I was expecting to see the radar dish pop up, but it didn't.
Maybe they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a grey box, and maybe they haven't got all the animations done. Yeah.
Looks like it could take some serious punishment, though, doesn't it? It's obviously not going to dish it out because that's not what it's designed for, but it
No,
looks
but
like it can.
Tank. It looks like a tank, basically.
It'd be a great dropship.
It would be. If it could fly.
Well, if you turn the engines off, it would be a dropship, a literal one. It would just fall out of the sky.
So they updated the website for all the new...
This is the incoming update, which is not in yet, for
I
the
think
ship stat.
Didn't it come in?
I don't think so. I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I haven't looked. I'll have a look now.
I thought they said it was coming in after ATV this week, but maybe not.
Yeah. Oh, I'll check. But it does look different. But did you notice, if you go back over that bit again, did you notice all the differences in the module types? So you got S small, medium, large, whereas previously you didn't have that, or at least not in that granular detail, like fuel tanks, which we have. So there's going to...
Is it just going to be small, medium, large fuel tanks? Is that it, or is it?
No, I don't know. Depends how big large is. I would expect someone like an Idris would have FH for fucking huge fuel tank. But hang on, ship matrix. Keep forgetting where the bloody thing is. Here we go. No, it's still the shonky old.
So this was like errors, so they could see like where a lot of the sort of graphical errors are coming in if there's like issues like on.
Yeah,
process.
sorry, I was leaning forward trying to get the name of the program they're using because I really like that. That's a pretty cool, visualization of the wait times and things and
Right.
animations, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is neat. So this was the. What is this? The female? Oh.
I'm not sure. Where are we now? What timestamp?
9:36.
36.
So it's coming up on the. This is.
Skinning. So that was the female transfer mesh, I think, Oh, no, here we go. This is the updated male transfer mesh.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. He obviously drinks his Huel and doesn't eat anything at all. But I love the way that the armor meshes directly to the body, which is obviously what a transfer mesh is all about. Look at the animation on the fingers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I like the Explorer armor as well. I think that looks nice.
It does. Ooh. That's the error. They had a graphical error in the eyelids.
Clipping on the lids.
Yeah. Which they fixed, which is nice.
Yes. So our characters will be able to go to sleep without having painful upper eyelid errors.
Character outfits, I guess, is next. Yeah, so they're just doing a whole bunch of new character outfits. They must be churning these things out all the time now, though, for like Squadron and stuff. Like,
yeah, because I think the next couple you see in a bit is that's the BDU. That's a
minus Levski guy.
Levski bloke.
Yeah, Levski Minor dude.
Which looks interesting.
Yeah.
That's the update of the original armor sets to the current fidelity standards, which is quite nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, I think in a minute they show some new characters. Oh yeah, these are the epic haircuts you get to choose.
Wow,
to start off with
haircuts, dude.
There's actually not there's
only
like 1,
7,
2,
8.
There's not many, but there's going to be lots more. But those will be the core ones that I think you start off with in 3.0. I think that's what they're hinting at there. And these are the new characters they fleshed out for Squadron. So that's like a deck crew, I think, that dude. Or that's the Marine BDU. That's the EVA suit.
Yeah.
For the UE, and that's the female light armor.
Wow, the head model's pretty cool too, and the hair.
Yeah, fucking nuts fidelity on this. It's amazing. It is amazing.
That is amazing fidelity.
Look at the female Explorer armor. Looks brilliant, doesn't it? I love all the little readouts on it and stuff.
Doesn't that look like Kieran Davis's hair?
Yeah, maybe they've
Go back,
digitized it.
Look, watch it now as it comes up, and then watch it switch to Kieran Davis.
Yeah, it's definitely. They've obviously imported his haircut into the game.
Oh dear, chuckles.
He probably spends ages getting it looking like that. I wouldn't know. I don't have any hair, so I can't really complain. We'll take them.
It would take a while. I gotta be fair. So they're gonna start talking about serialized variables,
which are God, wake up, dude! Christ,
no.
Which are pretty much one of the cornerstones of the system, along with 2.0, as we mentioned earlier on. And obviously, we're going to talk about the highlight points, but if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching it because it really does make you understand just how revolutionary, not only how they're doing it is, but how much they needed to put it in to get the system to work properly using the lumberyard engine.
Revolutionary. It's been done with other systems. This is not unique to
I'm not sure if they've done it with an API before.
Maybe not with an API, but serialized variables are not unusual.
Today we're going to talk.
Oh yeah, sure. But sticking an API in there to allow non-network programmers to actually get their stuff working and have the API being that intuitive that it just does the job, it's a work of genius.
Then they're not something that you really have.
And he's obviously supporting the right noble house there for Game of Thrones. Props to him. King in the North.
Who was it? King in the North.
One of the first times I asked myself that question.
Winter is coming.
After I joined the company.
That's good. That's only in 26 days.
I think my first reaction was
Again,
much
I'll be able to watch the first episode, then I'll be in bloody France for the next 2.
Once
Yeah.
it kind of calmed down and
I
tears
will go on
stopped,
these
you
holidays.
do what any engineer is going to do when faced with an impossible problem. You try and break it down into smaller.
Yeah, so what they were saying,
when
they've
trying
got
to
60
answer the
engineers total dealing with
How
coding in the
network
engine
stuff
and
is.
so on. They've only got 6 network programmers, 3 in Austin and 3 in the UK. That just boggles my
Well,
brain.
no, not
that they
really.
got
If you think about it, because
6
network
people.
engineers, is you don't want to, with a lot of work like that, you don't want to sort of. It's hard to manage more people because you don't want to them do things and then another person do something and break it. Because network coding is sort of like you gotta have a very small team to get it done. As opposed to like, it's not something you can throw tons of people at necessarily and get it done quicker.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta-
get that.
You just got to have
Go
a
on.
couple of specialized guys to do it, and they're focused. That's all they do. They don't do anything else, and they focus on it, on themselves, and therefore you're not getting sort of incompatibility issues with someone else doing some part of it, and sort of desyncs because of that.
Yeah, sure. Because he was saying that the 3 guys over in Austin do all the like multiplayer
Back-end
and
stuff.
all the back end stuff, whereas his guys do all of the,
Peer-to-peer
bloke in
stuff,
sheds kind of like clever stuff.
right?
Not that the stuff that they do in Austin isn't clever, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think it was his team that came up with the idea of the API.
But he's doing the whole bind culling and and all those like really cool like serialized variables, serialized physics, and those other things. Splitting the physics from the game engine network code.
It's a big responsibility.
Yeah, well, you need specific guys. You don't want to have too big a team. So I think 3. I mean, they could have got probably 1 more, I would imagine. But maybe it's hard to find good network engineers. So
It's a very incredibly niche
It is
skill.
super
So I was
niche.
thinking about it. What the bloody hell is a network engineer or a network programmer, rather?
network program
That was the
engineer.
word. A network programmer. It's like, would that be somebody who's coming up with new protocols?
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
a part of that. Yeah,
That because that's proper specialized. That
it
is.
is. You could get the guy. Maybe they could hire the guy who did, invented some of the TCP/IP protocols and all those other things.
Are they dead yet? Christ.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the guy's dead yet. I mean, he's probably in
No.
his 70s at least, but
Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe they can. When he dies, they'll have some sort of like spoiler. If you do this, you'll be able to just completely bypass everything. Ha ha.
So he-
or something like that. This was really clever
Yeah.
how he was actually explaining how the
It's-
API works.
It's one of the best explanations of how networking works within a video game. I mean, not necessarily this part, but later on when they sort of do the trees of the information's sort of going.
Yeah,
to-
I mean, this was a really good way of explaining how the API works in layman's terms, making it simple as possible for the non-network programmers to make sure their code runs and is synced, and only the specific bits of what they run is actually serialized, which is what they'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, just basically when you declare your variables, you basically just put in serialized before it, and away it goes, and it's serialized. Then, suppose sort of split into, only the next part of it after this is going to be basically only updating things when they change, because right now they're just kind of getting the things that could possibly changed into tables, so that if they do change, then it's easier to send them.
Yeah, you're like just getting the full phone book every single time instead of getting the appendices where the numbers have changed or the addresses are different.
Well, that's the next part,
is-
isn't it? Sort of like only update things when they change, as opposed to just sending them occasionally, in batch updates every now and again. So,
Exactly. But on the surface, it's quite, easy to see where the average Joe, who's not got any interest in coding or how network works, they just want it to work. But so it would sound really dry, but if you watch this, not only will you learn
Turntable.
something, you'll also go, oh,
And
shit,
each
that
value
actually makes
corresponds
perfect
to a
sense.
different property.
Because this is how he's actually
Because we need to know
defining
each
what a
value's
variable
for,
is
We've got to give them all names.
and all the rest
So
of
a
it,
table
and
has two
how they're all
columns,
linked together.
names on the
It's a
left-hand
really
side
informative
and
segment.
values on the right.
It is.
He'll obviously
Rowing a
lose
table
some of it with us
is what we
talking
call a
about it, because
variable.
obviously you can't hear what he's
That's mainly
saying,
because
but
its value can change
it is
over
it is
time.
interesting.
You might have variables for shield strength and how much much fuel it's got left. Players can have variables to say whether they're running or walking. And most, but
Right.
not all of these variables will have an entity called
It's a fantastic
position, and
explanation
that's
of
gonna tell us
how tables
exactly
work as
where
well,
they are
actually.
in the game's universe.
Yeah,
Even though
exactly.
we kind of need 3 values for
Because an awful lot of people just have never seen code,
Right.
and wouldn't even know what they were looking at if they saw it. And obviously these days, whilst you do get an awful lot of helpers with the visual programming languages these days, which automatically color blocks of code and stuff, so it's a lot easier to find mistakes. But it's still hard to find things when things don't work properly. You'd know a lot more than me because that's what you do for a living.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. Finding bugs is never that complicated. At least for me, I never have I mean, there are some bugs which, especially in a really complicated bit of code, but it's the bugs that are sort of very hard to pin down to reproduce. Those are the ones which are mothers. Because if you can reproduce a bug, it's super easy to fix. But if you can't reproduce it, that's the ones that are just pains in the asses. Because this is what they're talking about earlier with sort of sending a whole table at once is what they currently do. When you want to update the information. Whereas what this does is it serializes the ones, so you just get the ones which only get the ones which you need. Like, because you don't get the whole table. So you're basically sending the whole table. You don't need to send the whole table. You just send parts of the table. And that's what
Exactly. So, I mean, at its heart, serialization is just identifying the variables that need to be networked and only sending that information out when it's changed.
That's basically,
that's basically what it's all about. Which might not sound like much, but when you think about it, it's the difference between getting the aforementioned phone book or literally just a couple of pages.
And then
big difference, a lot more efficient.
That. And then
Sorry, mate.
And then you can have bind calling on top of that, which doesn't send them, like, even if they do change these variables, doesn't send them unless you're in the vicinity of the person who it's changed for. So say some guy's health has changed 20 miles away. You don't send that information to me. You just send it when I get closer to him. So that's what bind calling on top of serialized variables. I mean, they're all part of the same star network, but they're sort of like incremental in, how they sort of improve the network experience. Sort of one, you layer them on top of each other and you get this sort of, and then you have server meshing on top of that and, other stuff, which helps improve the networking as well. And,
Exactly. So it's all about only giving the players the information for things which are either in their instance in a server for server, fragmentation and what have you, or anything which is basically within their area, so that they'll only affect them.
Yeah. So this is what,
like you say, you don't care if a person's got 20% health in Port Olisar if you're in bloody Koresh,
right?
Because by the time you get there, you're probably they'll be dead anyway.
Exactly. And then when you have server meshes, which basically like section each area of space into like one server, so and you can have many, many, many people in a server. So like as you move between them, the server meshes expand the more people within an area, or shrink depending on how many people in an area. So that tech is going to be nuts when they eventually get it done.
Yeah, exactly. And they talked about the idea of having a authentication token associated with your identity, and then as you go between the servers or between systems going through jump points, it hands all that data across so that you're no longer on the original server, so people don't get your data because you've moved somewhere else.
Right. Yeah, I mean the token system is, I mean that's kind of been done before in a lot of other network systems. But yeah, it's a good way of fixing that problem of which server do you, basically the token thing is to stop multiple servers deciding which server is the one to send the information, basically, because you don't want multiple servers trying to send information. So
yeah, it gets complicated and you get collisions and then everything gets confused and it falls over.
Yeah, you get incorrect data coming from one of them and you're like, which one do I accept from? Oh, tokens. There you go. Problem solved.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think we've gone over this. I don't think we need to watch the whole thing, do we?
No, I don't think there's anything specific Sorry, the door just blew open, which is a bit random. I don't think there's nothing specific else we could actually show. It's just to recommend that the viewers watch it themselves, because it's really informative, and it really does make you realize just how big a challenge it was to actually fix the netcode. Because there's always people, rightly, bitching about the netcode on the forums. Hold on, I need to shut my door. But now you can see just how much of a challenge it was to put it right.
Yeah.
Not something you could do overnight.
No. Okay, so I just want to, before we go, or before we quit it, 1 second. I'm going to put up the schedule report, and we will do a quick run through of the schedule report. As we do, well, we started to do every week, it seems like, which is good, because I think it, not everyone wants to.
Well, it's good to show people that progress is being made and where the progress has been made since last time.
Yeah, okay, and oop, there we go. So 11 and engage. Make it slightly bigger. So this is from June 16th, which was on Friday. Comes out every Friday, the schedule report, just in case you guys don't know, which is bizarre if you didn't know. If you're watching this podcast, it would be surprising. So, yeah, there was a few...
Yeah, just don't rely on us for it all. Go and read it as well.
Right.
So you might miss stuff.
So I don't think you guys can probably see this, but I'll try and get it a little bigger. Oh, wrong way. No, it was the right way. No, it was the wrong way. What am I doing? I don't know where that thing went. Oh, well, never mind. So there you go. I can bring it up bigger. So basically, a lot of the stuff, Evocati is looking like the 21st, which is Wednesday, I think, to Wednesday. I can't even go back now. Reload. F11. There it is. Different tab. So basically, the moons are done. Shit. Yeah, this is not going well. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. That's better. So basically, I'll just try and explain it to you guys, as opposed to just trying to get you to see it. Yeah, so Evocati is coming on the 21st to the 7th. No, the 5th. So it'll be like from Wednesday to 4th of July, basically, is probably when the Evocati will come. I would say, if I had to guess, it would probably be towards the 4th of July. I don't think we're going to see it next week.
It's almost too convenient, isn't it, to have the 4th of July at that particular point within the Evocati. It's like, well, why would you not? Because it's kind of symbolic and,
Yeah, I think they'll do it on that week, the sort of that weekend of the 4th of July. When everyone's sort of... When is the 4th of July? This is a Tuesday, so they'll probably... if I had to guess, maybe Friday on the 30th, or maybe on the Monday, the 3rd. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be towards the end. I don't think Evocati will be here for at least 2 more weeks. That's my guess. Just based on the information coming in the schedule report. And then apparently the current PTU aim dates is the 6th of July to the 20th of July. So middle of July basically would be when we would get to play it, probably. Because we're subscribers and your concierge, there's a very good chance they'll open it up to subscribers and concierges, as they did.
Yeah, it's that big. I would be very surprised if they didn't. As soon as the Evocati have said, yeah, okay, it's all right, and there's nothing blatantly wonky with it, I expect everybody will get to play with it. Well, certainly subscribers and concierge.
I don't think everyone will. I think if you're a subscriber on a concierge, maybe in a concierge, I think you probably will. But other than that,
they should rename concierge to insane people. Really,
I'm going to be concierge soon.
Yeah. Well, I've already known you're mental. I just got there first.
Yeah.
Then I'm a little bit older than you, so
the thing is, it all
equals out in the end.
I supported this game first, but you spent more money first.
Yeah, because I'm so much more mental than you are.
So, and then release date aiming is the 21st of July to the 27th. And
So
I'm
I
pretty-
reckon 27th.
Oh yeah, no, it's not going to be 21st. Come on, and I think there'll probably end up being a delay. I still think Gamescom. I'm telling you, I think next week's schedule report will probably delay it a week, and it'll go into August, and then it'll slowly creep forward.
We'll see.
Okay, so we're going to move down. So basically, moons are done, surface outposts are done, lighting, surface light posts lighting is done on the 26th, so that'll be Friday next week, hopefully. Well, next week anyway. 26th is this Monday of 2 weeks. Well, a week today. So a week today that should be done. The 30th, mission givers, they sort of why is this delayed? This was delayed. So the high quality bar, basically, they want to polish it up a little bit. So
Yeah.
they did complete this already. But they're going back to it to polish it more.
Yeah, you probably need to give him a new coat or something.
People were complaining about that, but I quite like this old coat.
It's a bloody coat, isn't it? Stop being so damn precious, people.
I know. So they finished the basic derelict ships, but then they decided they wanted inhabited derelict ships, even though there is no NPCs in the game at 3.0.
How can you have an Oh no, you suppose you could have an inhabited
It
derelict.
looks lived in, basically. It looks lived in, but there's no actual people there. So that's the 30th. And then debris fields. Okay, that's fine. That's just fluff for the PU. For people to collect mining, salvage, I don't know, something like that probably. And then we have Delamar, and Levski. So
they need to get rid of the stretch goal, don't they? Because they're going to get it in there. It's going to be delayed till it's done, aren't they?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think they're going to delay it till it's done. So this is all stuff that's been completed already. You know, there's quite a lot. We've already been over that last week, so we'll skip that.
Yeah.
So pick up and carry, they've had to delay that to improve it for 0G, which is going to be done a week today.
Mm-hmm.
This will be done on Friday. Yes.
That's pretty cool, that.
That's the ATA for that. The item 2.0 should be done by Friday. Insurance should be done by Friday. So stamina's finished. We know that. This is Thursday. Doors and airlocks update. Cargo is done, but today? Yeah. Should be done today.
Something that we'll see checked off in next Friday's
if
report.
It's finished, yeah. This is Friday next week. This week, I should say. This week, not next week. This week. I keep forgetting it's Monday. Then same thing with kiosk support. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next... I think next week will be key to see sort of whether or not they're going to sort of hit their dates. Because if a lot of these things go check off, to feature complete, then I think we'll probably... There's a good chance we might get it in July. But I doubt it. Rover, Dragonfly... unforeseen tech issues with their physics, so they had to fix some shit there. That's next week.
It takes them right up to the end of their at the beginning of the
Evocati.
the dates.
The thing is, Evocati doesn't always get everything that they say. You know what I mean? Because like in 2.6, in Evocati, they got Evocati. They didn't have all the things in the patch that we ended up getting in PTU. So they can sort of like pick and choose things that they want to put in Evocati that they think might affect the most amount, like networking stuff maybe, and something that's
maybe get them to test the cargo stuff to make sure it's been implemented properly, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so Evocati may not get everything that's going to be in 3.0, so they may like one patch, because when they were doing PTU, they were doing patches every day, like 30 gig patches every day, which was nuts. Having to download that and download, you know what I mean?
Is it Delta Patcher in 3.0? Oh, man. There goes my bandwidth. Nom, nom, nom. Although, to be fair, I don't have to worry about that, but a lot of backers do.
Yeah, I don't. I do have a bandwidth limit, but my bandwidth limit is so nuts that...
you may as well not have one.
Yeah, it's like 2 terabytes a month or something.
But yeah.
So... And then we have a new hint system. which is due next week.
Yeah, it's like the tutorial thing for new players, isn't it? That
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean,
press F to use this toilet.
Right.
That sort of stuff.
So this was the core tech. So solar system tools done. This was always a bit puzzling. Oh, I guess it's on hold, but the ETA is the 12th, which makes no sense. Okay, whatever. It's confusing as all hell. Because it should have been completed by now. Otherwise,
I could have sworn I heard in one of the videos that they'd finished that.
maybe they just overlooked it or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So this is UI. So the kiosk UI is Friday. Multifunctional displays item 2.0 on the 27th, which is the Tuesday next week. Customization ETA is 4th of July. Well, that's delayed a little bit. But like I said, a lot of the stuff will not be in Evocati.
Yeah, I don't think any of us will really give a monkeys if everybody has to run around with the same head, because we've had the same head forever. So I don't think we'll care about that.
I'd give it monkeys. I would like different heads.
Really?
I mean,
You'd be happy if they delayed it for 2 weeks so you could choose your head?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Oh,
I think they're going to delay it anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This stuff, mission apps,
That's
cargo app,
Mobiglass stuff.
Mobiglass stuff. This is July. Vehicle customizer app via the ship vehicles. Insurance claim. So they're incorporating the insurance claim into the ship selector app. Okay. Heavy armor is done. We already knew that. Inventory system should be done today. We'll see that next week. I'm looking forward to Fridays, man. That's going to be key. It's going to be key because we're getting close. Moving on to AI. Turrets should be done on Friday. Mission system. Yeah, bugs, basically. A lot of the stuff now is done, I think. It's just a lot of, like, bug squashing, really. And then we have render to texture. I thought that was done. I swear the render to texture was done. Maybe they just add some extra stuff to it. Atmospheric entry, volumetric fog should be done. Even though it says June 9th. Bizarre. Contrails should be done Friday. Asteroid physics, which should be interesting, actually. If that is what I think it is, asteroid physics, would I be able to like fly into an asteroid and send it scattering off into the ether?
Well, if it's a small enough asteroid.
But I'm asking, is that what that's explaining? It would appear.
Yeah, I guess. But if it's procedural, wouldn't that only exist on your own local version? Or would they?
Well, they say one server for everybody. But yeah, I guess it would be.
You could play football with small meteoroids.
Maybe you could like aim a meteor down at an outpost and ram it and hit the outpost on the planet.
Just more things for people to try and take back to Port Olisar in their freelancers.
And sort of aerial asteroid bombardment via asteroids.
Really primitive bombs.
Yeah. Because they haven't talked about the fact that if you can shoot things from space yet. I think they didn't say you couldn't do that, but maybe if you could throw asteroids down at the people on the ground.
We'll have to see if we can do that. Or we could see how good their physics is by having you jump out of the bottom of one of my ships at the same time as us pushing an asteroid out and see which hits the floor first.
That would be interesting. What are we doing? Back end stuff. Yeah, it's all kind of coming along. This was completed, by the way, and then it's been redone again. A lot of the stuff like gets completed and they find bugs and then they have to go back to it. But you know, so then
they decide they want to polish it a bit more.
Then the big one, which is physics serialization and message queue and persistent data refactor. Those are all networking things which improve performance. All due today and tomorrow. So yeah, all looking pretty good.
Those two are pretty key.
Yeah, for smooth FPS. I think everyone would be happy if we could get 60 frames. If I could get 60 frames, I would be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, an awful lot of people are going to be expecting it to be a completely different experience than what we've had in 2.6.4,
3.
or whatever version, 3, the version right now, because it's been bigged up so much. I mean, hopefully, I mean, there's been improvements elsewhere with the serialization. If that's in 3.0, it should be a hell of a lot
Should be
better
in.
for everyone.
I think that is in serialization. I think the other stuff, like the physics serialization, may not be. We'll see.
See if they get it done.
So yeah, I think that's it for the week. Next week will be super key for the schedule report. So check that out if you have time. Go to the website. Actually, it's really hard to find the schedule report. If you can try and find it, if you go to Reddit, just go to Reddit because that's way easier to find the schedule report. And then they can show you the differences. There's a bunch of people doing diff checks on the schedule report when they come out, so that's useful. So yeah.
Yeah, just in other words, go to Reddit because they do the work, so you don't have to.
Exactly. So
But
yeah.
we show you the pure version of it rather than the one that everybody else has done stuff on because we don't want to take credit for other people's work.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the.
Yeah, I mean we'll be back. Look at me calendar. What are we doing? Around about the weekend of the 1st and 2nd of July.
First of the month, sort of around there.
So either it'll be here and we'll all be like excited, or we'll be like, oh, it's delayed for another couple of weeks, man.
Yeah,
whichever.
I think.
But either way, we're kind of happy about it. We'll just we'll be overly dramatic one way or the
it's
other.
It's within touching distance, so that's why I'm excited because before we got when we got the schedule report for 3.0 back in May. I think it was May, April. It was distant, It was like, oh, it's in June, and that's a few months away. But now this is weeks away from seeing it on Evocati, so it's getting exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It's whilst it's been delayed quite severely, it's getting there. We are within proverbial spitting distance of it. And it's going to make such a big difference to everybody's experience, and it'll shut an awful lot of detractors up as well, which is one of the things I'm quite looking forward to.
Yeah, Mr.
So I'm just tired of all the bitching because
Derek.
it's obvious to be yes, him. Although I haven't seen much about him.
Oh, he did something recently when the Squadron 42 financial reports came out, and he was bitching about the money they're spending and stuff like that on that. That was kind of interesting. And he's complaining that Aaron is got a 30% pay increase or something.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, yes. I mean, it's a fair comment if there's a large pay increase when the person's job title doesn't change and his job effectively is the same as what it was in the previous financial year. So that's fair comment, I suppose, because it's the same job. But well, I don't know. It's hard to argue the toss about that. I hadn't actually read that, to be honest. That's the first I've heard about it. But whatever, as long as the game gets made.
It went from like 100 and something thousand, 170,000 to like 200 and something thousand. So.
Well, it's footballer money anyway, isn't it? So he would have been laughing regardless of how much he was getting paid. So, but yeah, he's key to the project. I have no idea how much Sandy and Chris get paid, and to be quite honest, I don't really care as long as the game gets made.
I mean, they're the creative directors, so I think they should. I mean, I don't have a problem with them being paid well.
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately, I think the reason why people have these, and very quickly, because obviously we're getting close to wrapping up, is that because all the money that's come in has come from us saying, yes, please make the game, right? We're not saying, yes, please make the game and buy yourself a Ferrari. We're saying, make the game, right? When the game is released and a shed load of extra profit comes in from people who hadn't been backing it beforehand, well, yeah, sure, give yourself massive pay rises. Yeah. But ultimately, I can see why people might be getting a bit pissed off about that, if that is the case. But it's business. It happens. It might all be a little bit of nepotism because, of course, Chris, Erin, brothers, Sandy, Chris's wife.
Maybe he had a sort of...
If the game gets made, I don't care.
Maybe he had some sort of life thing that maybe he needed some extra money, and if he hadn't got that extra money, he would have had to step back from the game or something. It could be a billion different reasons.
Exactly. It's none of our beeswax, and it's just people throwing stones at what they see as glass houses and realizing that the stones just bounce because there's an awful lot of real progress being made. 3.0 will really sink an awful lot of people's battleships.
Hopefully. Anyway, well, say thanks for watching. If you could leave questions or comments in the video when I upload it to YouTube, I would appreciate that, because I always like answering those. And watch my XCOM videos. They're
They're very good.
They're quite
It's coming
fun.
to the end game now.
It is. It's almost, I think there's like 5 episodes left. Which I'm sort
And
of
my
editing.
character's still alive. Woo!
He does. Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, watch them. They're good. I don't really make much extra content at the moment because I can't decide what to play. But you'll always find us here every other week.
There's
We'll
a
be
new
making a
XCOM
lot of
expansion
videos.
coming.
Yeah, that looks good.
And I'll be playing that on YouTube and probably even Twitch, actually, if I can. It's hard for me to play on Twitch, just because I have kids running around. But so yeah, but I will definitely be doing the new.
Adds to the charm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
the
running around, Dad. You know.
Yeah, why not? If I could get away with it, I'd probably do it. But I wouldn't get away with it. I get shot. But yes, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, unless something awesome happens before then.
Oh, that's one thing I should mention. Ben Neslick said in Batgirl that there was a game-changing ship coming soon. Didn't say anything more than that. He just said it was game-changing.
Okay, so all right then. Well, since you started this conversation, we'll have to go on a bit longer now, won't we?
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think it is, or could be, if it's game-changing?
Interdiction, maybe? An interdiction ship? Like that just does interdictions?
Okay, something that can pull people out of quantum drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Maybe.
be a game changer. But the thing is, you could also look at it from the other perspective as a ship which changes the way you would actually play a particular game style. I don't know. Maybe he was talking about the
Explorer?
Nox. Just gave a really weird, a very obscure. Because some of his comments can be a bit obscure, but once you work it,
I don't think the Nox is game changing.
Yeah, but we don't know anything about it yet.
Sports bike. It's a fucking bike.
For all we know it. Yeah, but for all we know, it might be like the bloody Tron light cycle.
Yeah. But
If you
that's
fly
not
too
game changing. He said gameplay game changing, So
Oh, okay. All right then. All right. So let's chuck that stupid idea out the window then. So you reckon it could be an interdiction ship? Because we haven't seen anything that can, apart from the EMP for the bugger. What's it called? The Avenger Warlock.
Yeah, but that's not specifically for quantum travel.
No, it's not. But that's the what I was trying. I hadn't actually finished my comment, but that's the only thing that can actually stop the way you play your game, because it does shut your ship down, right?
Yeah.
So pulling something out of quantum drive would be something which is genuinely game changing.
It has to be
So that's
that.
not,
I can't
it's
think
not
of
a
what else
bad
it could
shout.
be.
Yeah, it's a tough one because all of the ship types that we have, you got your single seater fighters, you got your heavy fighters, you've got your exploration ships, you got your cargo ships, you've got your
Salvage, mining.
Yeah, you got your one-off jobs like your utility ships, so your salvage, your mining,
Civilian ships, like what's the Endeavour?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of research exploration, but yeah, you got BMM, which is just a massive cargo ship. So what would be something that we haven't seen? Interdiction could be a really good shout.
Yeah. Maybe some sort of civilian ship. I don't know, cargo passenger, like that big one in Elite Dangerous that just does passenger transports.
The Beluga.
Yeah, Beluga. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, it could be, because we haven't seen any passenger transports yet. That's another good shout, because obviously we've seen the small scale ones in the Argo, which can take I think about 6 to a dozen people.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think maybe a bigger one of that could possibly be the game changer, but I don't know.
Oh, actually, no, we haven't we? We've seen the Gemini, which we've only ever seen in the store once. So that's a passenger ship, because that's all it does. So an interdictor would be the only thing that we haven't seen yet, which would be a game changer. 600i couldn't be an interdictor, could it?
No, it's a luxury constellation, basically.
Well, One would argue that the Phoenix is a luxury constellation, dear boy,
No.
but yes.
Come on.
But yes, it's going to be Phoenix size, I think. So something else
Caterpillar
then.
Phoenix size, yeah.
So what ships do we know the names of that we haven't seen yet? I'm just trying to think.
Well,
Because we had that leak a couple of years ago, didn't we? Which had a load of ship names, but we haven't actually seen all of those come out yet.
the ships that can't, like Carrack, we haven't seen the Benny Merchantman, Defender. I don't know. That's not really. Yeah, it has to. I can't think of what else it could be. Interdiction, maybe passenger.
I'm on a quick Google. No. No, we've already seen all those. So Hurricane, Polaris, 600i. We haven't seen yet, but we know what it is. Eclipse, a rather disappointing single-seater bomber, and the Misk Razor.
Prowler, yeah, the Prowler. Yeah, that was a passenger
Yeah.
transport, but it wasn't technically a passenger transport. Really, it's more of a dropship. But
Yeah, no, I'm coming up blanks right now.
oh, okay. Anyway,
A minute.
I can
Wait a
think
minute.
about it.
I found a wiki.
What?
Let me see. We got the Pegasus class escort carrier.
That's the big. That's the one bigger than the
That's
Bengal.
that's
the Bengal
is that
Plus.
the Gary Oldman's ship, isn't it?
Yeah, the Bengal Plus. You know, sort of the bigger than the Bengal, the Pegasus.
Okay, not that then. Hang on, just going through here. Vanguard, blah blah blah.
I don't think it would be on Wiki because he hasn't even announced it yet. I don't think so.
Well, you've got like the MSI. Apparently, there's an MSI Fiera, but I haven't heard of that one before. Speria, you've done all those.
Maybe a super stealth ship that's invisible.
Well, I got the Cyan Volpa, but I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
Well,
I have-
like invisibility, like reflective invisibility. I don't think they'll do that though.
No,
Because that
stealth.
would be but like stealth, like with real visual stealth as well.
Oh, I don't know, man. I
That
think
would
that'd
be
be
a big gameplay
that'd be
change, wouldn't it?
bit too. Oh, it would be, yeah, but it'd be pretty powerful too, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, I suppose it would be it would make its no, because you got your visual signature and your infrared signature, haven't you?
Yeah,
I think
and-
those two you've got at the moment. So
And you have cross section as well with like missiles. So it's like
well,
cross section.
maybe you still show up in IR, but you wouldn't so you wouldn't be able to
Cross-section.
wouldn't be able to pull a bead on it with your guns. But if you'd fired an IR tracking missile at it, you'd still shoot it. So
I
it
mean,
could be.
I think that's maybe possible, but I think the more likely is the interdiction ship. I think.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Because the griefers are going to love to be able to do that. And ultimately, how else do you stop something like a Hull D if it's already got a head start?
Right.
Pulling it out of quantum travel is probably the only way of doing it. That's not a bad idea. I like that. We'll have to see. Anyway, we should have had that halfway through in between the two ATVs, but that's what this show's all about. We always end up
I
coming up.
completely forgot about that comment he made, so my fault. Anyway,
Yeah, I do enjoy Ben's Ben's interviews. I haven't actually seen that one yet because it was queued up. But I haven't done it yet.
I guess we should call it. It's getting a long episode. So
Yeah. Let's get out of here. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, guys.
yeah. Thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye.